Welcome back to What's Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a 105 leFH18B2, the French Tier 5 premium SPG that we know and love as Fifi La Pew Pew, but most tank drivers know it as a Leffy, a leaf blower, or if you happen to be Jingles, leFH18B2. I think that's because Jingles doesn't want to actually pronounce his name because he hates them. Yes, well, this one is located on the northeast born of province. And it's under the command of Steel Mike, and we're carrying on with his batch of replays. It's got a number of them. Some of them have been very good. Now in the last one on Cliff Encounter, he actually managed to get 7 kills, would you believe it? Just missed out on a Radley Walters. Now in this battle, he's got a pair of teammates, and one of them is a What Arty Noobs members. That's Oh For Fox's Sake. And he's in a Panzer leFH18B2, which is the Death Toaster. The other one, well, that's, if I can pronounce it correctly, is Licking. He's in the T60, oh, is it Licking? Yes, it is Licking. He's in the T67, the American Tier 5 tank destroyer. Actually, it's Lich King. Lich King. I do apologise. Don't like mispronouncing names, but he's aiming at T-34 shielding, who pulls back just in time to avoid the shell, but that teammate of his is actually hindering him getting back, and that's the Hellcat. This is a Tier 6 game, and Steel Mike's in a Tier 5 premium Arty, and that means he's going to earn extra XP for all the higher tier opponents he takes out. Over on the other side of the battlefield, he's got an M4A1 hiding behind that house. He's gone unspotted, but we know where he is, and we just fired a round into him and hit him. And because Steel Mike is actually staying with the picture, he's not moving for counter battery, we can actually see the shells hit the target and disappear. No explosion. Now he's firing at a VK behind that house. No shot there, didn't get one. The enemy ELC's moved up, but we've got more than enough teammates nearby to fend them off. There's the VK, he's moved up and he's behind the other house, and now he's pulling back. We're aiming for a KV-1 just behind that house, and this Arty is so accurate. Once fully dialed in, yes, it can fire on hit targets like that. That was a direct hit on the KV-1, and he's done a lot of damage, or at least I think he has, and the KV-1's had to pull back. Okay, we can't hit that ELC because he's down in the valley. But there are some targets over there we can hit, including that VK2801. Trying to dial in. Rounds out. Here we go. Yes! And that's a kill! That's his first kill of the game. And it's the first kill for his team. He's dialing in on the KV-1. It's only a very narrow target. And, well, he's decided to hold fire for the moment because he couldn't hit it because it pulled back in time. But that T-34-85, which is the standard T-34, is right out in the open. He just got hit by that round square on, and he's now down to half his health. He's decided to move, but Steel Mike fires around and gets a direct hit, and the kill shot actually goes for Oh For Fox's Sake in his Death Toaster. So he worked with his teammate there and picked up a nice little bit of assist, you might say. Rounds out on the M4 and he gets a hit. The MT-25 can't see him from that cliff top area. We're firing another round in blind, and that's another hit. That M4 is going to be down to just a few hit points. He fires his last shot in. The M4's pulled back. The MT-25 can see him and gets the kill. So this game is actually going quite well. Even though we're one tank down on the enemy, there are plenty of targets we can shoot at. Now we've got a Hellcat and the T1 Heavy and an AMD 178B coming up from the south. Lining up, rounds out. Ooh, just missed the AMD. He's going for the Hellcat instead, who's just sitting there in the open. And the T1 Heavy's moved up, fires around at him. He's going to be busy now because some of his teammates have actually pulled back and are allowing these enemies to move up. But that's where this Arty really comes into its own. Because you can do things like that. You can wipe out a Hellcat with one round. 260 hit points. That AMD, if he gets nailed, he's going to make a very satisfying bang. He fires around in there speculatively. The AMD pulls back. He's just been hit by one of our teammates. I think it's actually, oh for fuck's sake, firing his death toaster, because the other guy is over. Lich King is over on the other side of the battlefield now. He's firing blind at the T1 Heavy, pulling back. This is actually quite good, because if, oh for fuck's sake, can find the enemy, then we can actually nail them from a distance away. He's changing position. There is an enemy Arty in the game. It's a bishop. That's a short range Arty, and that means that he has to get a lot closer if he wants to get shots on Steel Mike. In fact, I don't think he's going to be able to. Over on the other side of the battlefield, we've got an M10 RBFM behind that house. He's dialing in one accurate shot and we'll do the necessary. Oh, unfortunately, we lost the teammate there to T64, but they lose the M10. And that's another kill for Steel Mike. 3 kills now. And that was a direct hit there on the KV-1. At least either the KV-1 or a box tank. Note that one missed. Went a little wild. Okay, another couple of targets. An AMX ELC Biz, or ELC AMX I should say, that's actually turned up. And here comes the Type 64. He's trying to dial in, line him up, and... oh, now why did that go to the... RNGs has said, no, you shall not have that. And the shell went to one side. Oh, I know I'm going to get struck down with lightning when I say something like that. And oh, for fuck's sake, takes out the T-34 shielded. I'm not taking the Lord's name in vain, but I know a lot of people say it's RNG. And we always joke about RNGs. And there, oh, for fuck's sake, does it again. And nails the ELC AMX. And now we just got that AMD hiding behind that rock, waiting for him to move. He's going to have to move eventually. He can't sit there forever. If he does, oh for fuck's sake, we'll just go over there and nail him directly. He must realise that one of our light tanks could take him out. Unfortunately, the light tank is only over on the other side of the battlefield at the moment. We're one down on the enemy, but that AMD needs to spot where our guys are, and he knows that there's a tank destroyer over here that's doing rather well as the Arty. The view range of the Fifi is 390 meters, so there's no way he can escape being spotted the moment he comes around the side of that rock. Of course, we can't see through the rock, but we can see if he comes out either side. There's no point in us actually going out, and he fired one there to try and prompt the AMD to coming out. So the reload's very, very fast. It's just over 7 seconds. And that might make the AMD think, oh, he just got a blind hit on the Type 64 at the back there. And somebody on the enemy team is capping. And he's firing blind on the Type. He ought to wait until the MT25 can come up behind. He's thinking about a shot in that direction, but the Type 64 came out from around the rock, and the enemy bishop's now in sight, and he's aiming for him. And that's a kill shot. That's 4 kills, 3 kills for oh for fuck's sake. Going for the IKV. We don't need to worry, but we just took a round from the AMD who sneaked up on us, and he got the kill with, I'm afraid, an HE round. 2 HE rounds, one for 198, the other for 142. So a good fight by Steel Mike, but oh for fuck's sake, still alive in his death toaster. And it's 3 versus 3 now. Somebody on the enemy team is capping, but we've got a T-34 up on the cliffs over the top, and we've found the KV-1. So all we need to do is get rid of that AMD. And as soon as he's out the game, then oh for fuck's sake can move and start shooting at that KV-1 in the cap. He's taking the bull by the horns. He's got 1 mark of excellence on the barrel. And there's the AMD, and he doesn't miss. The 88mm gun makes mincemeat of that AMD 178B, the clown car. which Wargaming's put into the game to destroy Arty, and they do destroy Arty, but they also destroy other tanks. And well, oh for fuck's sake is now getting ready to give the enemy what for. Misses with the first shot, but the KV-1's gone down and they killed the other ones, which means it's a victory. So although Steel Mike didn't survive, he did get a victory out of this game, thanks in part to oh for fuck's sake and Lynch King. Or is it Lynch King? Sorry, I do apologise. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's the first class tanker for Steel Mike in the 105 leFH18B2. He also managed to get a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He did get 4 exactly. A bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 13 to 18. My eyesight is absolutely terrible. Well, I'm allowed to have bad eyesight. I'm actually quite elderly compared to Jingles. 13 critical hits. Yes, and when it came to he managed to get a battle hero medal in terms of the high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and he also got a Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team, and his win rate for the battle was 7,417. If we look at the team score, we can see that he got 2,372 hit points in that game. He did very, very well. And the next high scorer was the AMD 178B with 1,935. And after that, it was the SU-100-100Y, the box tank, 1,706 to him. We can see that oh for fuck's sake actually managed to get the next highest amount of damage, 1,313. And after that, we can see that where is he? There he is, Lich King. He managed to get, in T67, got 114 hit points of damage before he was taken out of the game. When it came to kills, it was the MT25 did the best with 5 kills, 4 kills for Steel Mike and oh for fuck's sake, and 4 kills also for that AMD 178B, and then 3 kills for the box tank on the enemy team. When it came to base XP, it was Steel Mike again with 962, 872 to the MT25, 826 to the T3485M. He managed to get a Confederate, and the other T34 managed to get a Defender as well for resetting the gap and actually killing the KV-1. And if we look down the table, we can see, where are they? There's oh for fuck's sake. Yes, he did survive. He managed to get 578 base XP. And if we look at Lich King, it's right down at the bottom with 182. Steel Mike fired 28 rounds in that game, got 12 direct hits and 5 penetrations. A lot of those were blind shots as well. 9 splash, damage of 2,372 hit points, of which 2,079 were at more than 300 meters. A lot of long range shots directly over the valley, hitting the target square on. 2 direct hits were received from the enemy, and both were penetrations. I'm afraid they're from the AMD 178B. And he also damaged 10 of the enemy, killed 4. On a premium count, he earned 52,346 credits, and after repairs, ammunition, respawn and consumables, took away 27,211 credits. He received 2 bonds, one for the High Caliber, one for the Confederate, and 1,443 XP, 577 for this being a premium vehicle, and took away 2,020 experience points altogether. So a very good game there for Steel Mike in the Fifi, proving once again, that he is actually a good player. It was only a fluke that they won the one on Siegfried Line, and mainly because Siegfried Line is kind of a city map, which makes it difficult to get accurate shots on the enemy when they're fighting within the town, and you have to wait really until you get a clear shot when they move to the outskirts of the town or outside the town altogether. But a good game there for Steel Mike. So if you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, and thank you for watching.